On the day my sister and I were to choose our husbands, I found myself reborn with a peculiar ability. I could hear the thoughts of others. I heard my sister say, "This time, I'm definitely going to snag a good husband before anyone else." Then, in a hurry, she whisked away the gentle husband I had married in my previous life. The abusive man who had tormented her daily was left for me. I couldn't help but smile. Did she really think the man I had married before was of good character? I had been reborn on the day my sister was to choose her husband. Across the dining table sat two men of similar age. One was Finn, the eldest son of the Parker family, known for his aloof demeanor. The other was Leo, the younger son, a product of an affair, but with a gentle disposition. My sister's voice echoed in my ears. I glanced at her, but she wasn't speaking aloud. Her eyes were fixed intently on Leo. It dawned on me that not only had I been reborn, but I could also hear my sister's thoughts. From her words, it was clear she had experienced a rebirth as well. Sure enough, the next moment she moved to sit beside Leo, gazing at him shyly. "Hi, I'm Samantha. I like you," she said sweetly. Suddenly, my father chimed in, "Rachel, since your sister has chosen Leo, you should marry Finn." At this, my sister's eyes gleamed with triumph as she thought, "This time, you'll take my place and endure the beating." In my previous life, my sister had married Finn. He was a successful businessman, always busy, and notoriously cold. Despite her repeated attempts to connect with him, she was met with bruises and rejection. Eventually, due to her inability to conceive, Mrs. Parker deemed her unfit and cast her out of the Parker family. As for me, I had married Leo. Though he held no power in the family, he provided enough for me to live comfortably. He spent his days with me, taking me shopping and dining, showering me with affection. Everyone in the Parker family knew we were happy together. Then, unexpectedly, Finn died from poisoning, and Leo inherited the family business. My status in the family skyrocketed. Jealous of my fortune, my sister had driven her car into me while I was out shopping, leading to our mutual demise. "Sure, Dad, I actually like Finn too," I replied with a smile, moving to sit beside him. I had to admit, Finn's presence was imposing. Sitting next to him felt like being enveloped in a cold aura that made it hard to speak. No wonder my sister had suffered so much at his hands in the past. I tried to listen to his thoughts, but he was silent. However, when Leo looked over at my sister with a smile, I caught a glimpse of his thoughts. A chill ran down my spine. Instinctively, I reached for Finn's hand. Though he was cold in demeanor, his hand was surprisingly warm. At my touch, he glanced over, and I quickly let go, relieved he didn't say anything. Despite his intimidating appearance, I felt that being with him was better than being with Leo, whom I considered a snake. This time, I was determined to change my previously tragic fate. I wanted to earn a fortune, be independent, and not rely on anyone. My sister and I were to have a joint wedding. In my previous life, we had also held it around this time. Back then, Finn hadn't attended the ceremony, while Leo had arrived bright and early. Everyone remarked that he was the more considerate husband. As expected, this time was no different. Leo, dressed in a white suit, rushed to sweep my sister off her feet. As he passed by me, she looked back with a smug expression. "Samantha, why didn't Finn come to pick you up?" After tidying myself up, I stepped out with Finn. As soon as we exited, I spotted Jessica and Leo walking towards us, their fingers intertwined. Jessica was wearing a strapless dress, and her collarbone and shoulders were marked with hickeys, which she deliberately leaned in to show me. She wore a proud expression, sizing me up from head to toe. Dressed so conservatively, she must have been punished for something, trying to hide her wounds. I could almost hear her thoughts as she smirked. "How was your wedding night, little sister?" Today, I was dressed in a tasteful long-sleeved cheapao. It seemed Jessica had forgotten that Mrs. Parker despised vulgar attire in her household. Not to mention, heavy makeup was also frowned upon. But I had no intention of reminding her. I simply smiled.